mixer right here is the one that shows us if we wanted to play something back, our water gates back over the internet through our PC. So you must have this stereo mixer. Also, we have an external speaker.
A correction to my
and
statement.
The external speaker
now
is
it's actually external mic jack, not external
over here you
speaker.
see
So as I speak, I'm talking about this external mic jack as the volume lines move up and down. And below that, the integrated microphone array for my computer is the one that I'm showing you right now. Not both of these as speakers. We're in the record section, and this is all for external microphones. Microphones that's on the computer.
And we will add.
So now I'm going to move to the actual speakers, the playback, and talk about it next.
Microphone, you see the volume is climbing. So we do have it working through our computer. Now, this is the part where we just wanted to check to make sure our microphone is checked, our speaker line section is checked. That's all okay. We'll talk about playback. This is just an external thing for you to play back sound from your computer. If I right click it, it's checked as default, and I push test. You hear the sound coming out of my speaker. But we're concerned right now with the record jack. And we talked about stereo mixer. If I was to change it around and set this as a default, put the check mark here. Once I unplug the jack from the computer, these bars that appear in the stereo mixer allow me to play, but I cannot talk through my microphone on my computer or the inline section when transmitting back through the internet at this time. So we're going to place the check mark back to our external speaker, set it as default, and you may have to click apply when it's highlighted. In this case, we just click OK and the computer remembers it. Okay, software. There's different types of software, but the basics is understanding where to go to the bottom of your right screen to set your speaker configurations to make sure you got the right sound coming through your system, through your laptop or your desktop. Here, the next thing is your sound parameters. For this, it's located here. You want to get into your preferences, and when you get into your preferences, you want to open it up. See, I have mine already set for mic jack, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do this. When I open the parameters for sound, I don't want the software check. I want to go into the software. Mine happen to be Total Recorder, and it says soundboard, and then it says here external speaker from the drop down. So I push the drop down. I can change it to other things, but it will not work. As you can see, stereo mixer, I can change it to stereo mixer if I wanted to play something back over the internet and record it. So right now we do have the proper ones selected. We have external speaker. We're going to leave it. And usually when it gives you save as up top here, you save as and name it. So if I was to push save as, it gives me a little screen down here, the option to name it, which I've named it mic jack already. Once I've selected that, I check this box for inline. I'm good to go there, and I just simply click OK. And you have to, different softwares are different, so you have to play around, but you want to make sure the software recognizes your external mic jack, because that's what we're using. Now we've accomplished that. Next thing we want to do, we want to start our recording and check our software is working. Here's the record button in the lower screen. We're going to push that button. Immediately we see movement. We have a thing here where we can adjust our volume control, but we see our left and right speaker are not really side by side. The first thing I'm going to do is turn up my volume on my receiving radio. Okay. Okay.
In my radio.
Welcome back.
Hey, drummer. Ooh, you got some audio. Witch doctor, right back.
That we can use also a different type of jack.
No time.
So I replace this jack here that you can use here, the two-way jack, stereo jack, with another stereo jack to split. Now, he was talking about sound level. So I'm going to turn the sound up on my radio, and as you see in the software, one side is longer than the other one and moving. So by adjusting my plug into my jack slightly, I can achieve both levels. See, now it's in and out, it's dramatic, but now I have both levels by adjusting just my mic jack by pulling it in and out slightly. Now I'm receiving in both its ear set in stereo. I can hear on my left and right side. Sometimes you find that if you're not paying attention, some of your recordings can end up being sounding strange. But right now we got good levels. We're not maxing out here. We're maxing out in the red, so we want to back it down just a little bit. We don't want the red, so now that we got that going, we want to check our radio and make sure we can be heard. So we have the first part of our gate roaring. We know we have sound, and now we're going to test it by keying. Test 1 2 3.
Test 1 2 3.
Now as you see,
Now as
my
you
levels
see,
are moving.
my levels are
That's
moving. That's because it's feeding back from my radio that's up
Test
above.
1 2 3.
Test
So just
1
by
2
electronic
3.
portions,
So just by
I can
electronic
tell
portions, I can
that
tell
my levels are good.
that my levels are
By
good.
unkeying, I can still see that the levels to receive are good. Now let's take a pause and see what it sounds like.
Taking time and speaking at me. You said you're gonna step wide to the side. As long as you got that hammer down, can't nobody.
Okay, we've set up our total recorder and we're going to do a new test of our software and Watergate. Audio test 1 2 3 1 2 3. Audio test 1 2 3. We're showing levels of our voice and we're showing receive from our radio that we're transmitting on, and our needle's still moving. Audio test 1 2 3 on our radio for our receive. So let's listen to our Watergate to see what we have. We're going to stop our Watergate. We're going to turn off our Watergate speaker from our radio, and let's listen to see what we can hear. We have volume. We're making adjustments to the volume. As we make our adjustments, it sounds a little crackly because we're messing with it, getting the sound levels correct. As you see, the sound levels on our system is pulling in very much, so we don't want to be in the red. We need to turn it down. See, we're backing it down, and it's getting clear. As you see, the sound levels are fluctuating. Now the sound is clear. So you don't want to max out your volume. That's one thing you don't want to do. And there's our voice coming from our secondary radio. Everything's playing within the system all at once. So again, let's recap. We're going to pause that. Okay, now we have our cable that runs all the way over here to our computer. That's where we got our sound, original sound from, to play into our software. You also can take a handheld dictator recorder. You can plug this cable in there also, or this in, where you can also do your transmit to also go into that cable. A lot of us have tried to do that before, and we was having it there where we was playing our actual microphone here to play up to our computer, to our speakers. That noise is very bad. That's why we use the inline section. What you see is very easy. Okay, that concludes how to make Watergate through your inline section, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that this works out and you have some great Watergates, and you have a blessed day.
To whip somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, if you don't leave me alone, you're gonna have to send me home, 'cause I'm about to whip somebody's ass. I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, if you don't leave me alone, you're gonna have to send me home, 'cause I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, if to send me home, 'cause I'm about to whip somebody.